What are the best destinations for solo male travelers? After writing 100 men's city guides and being the biggest contributor in the world in this topic, here are my top 5 recommendations. Yarr. How you doing, guys? It's Mark Zolo here, and it is my mission to help men by inspiring them to seek adventure, improve themselves and their dating lives. If you like the sound of that, subscribe to my channel. So what makes a good destination for solo travelers? Nightlife, girls. How easy is it to make friends? I don't know about you guys, but I find it very hard to go out to nightclubs and things like that by myself, because you feel like you need a lot of energy. You need to match the energy in a room in those places. And if you're with a big group of lads, you know yourself, down in shots and you're ready to go, then the club can be fun. Another thing to consider is, where are you going? What's it like? You want it to be nice, right? You can't be just partying all the time. You're eventually going to want to do something during the day. Is it beautiful where you're going? What's the history like? Maybe you're learning a language you can try out. What unique experience are on offer where you're going? Like, for example, if you go to Kazakhstan, you're going to go snowboarding, or you're going to go hiking in Peru or something. Or maybe you're in South Africa and you want to dive with great white sharks. I mean, this should be pretty obvious, but you'd be surprised how many guys just go to some random big city that kind of sucks just because it has a ton of girls. It's going to get old pretty quickly. How much does it cost? What are the logistics like? Is there a language barrier? So taking into account all this criteria, let me give you my top 5 picks. So number 1 on my list here is Thailand. Now, I know. Everybody goes to goddamn Thailand. I've been to every country in Southeast Asia. The thing about Thailand is there's so much to explore and see. I mean, you got all the islands in the south, then you got up north, Chiang Mai, and then you can go into the jungles in Isan. Just Thailand offers so much variety. The culture is incredible. The history, it's just a very rich and vibrant place. Apart from there's a lot of good looking girls over there, you know, they're quite slim and friendly. You got all these girls who want to party from Scandinavia and Australia and all around the world, really, Russians, and they go there to just party and go buck wild in the full moon parties and that kind of thing for like 2 or 3 weeks. So they're up for it. Some of the best food in the world too. And also it's incredibly beautiful. I mean, you go to some of these islands and places with the karst scenery, the beautiful turquoise waters, and wow, you just really fall in love with the place. I've been there 6 times and I still haven't even got to the north. And by the way, if you've been to Thailand a bunch of times and maybe that doesn't appeal to you, I'd recommend as an alternative somewhere like Bali, which I really like. So number 2 on my list, which might surprise some of you, is Croatia. Now, originally I had this down as just Eastern Europe, but I thought that was a bit too broad. It would have been Ukraine, but yeah. I mean, there's so many good places in Eastern Europe. But the reason why I picked Croatia was mainly because of what it's like in summer. Now, caveat, in summer, there's just loads going on. First of all, it's beautiful. It's got like Dubrovnik and Split and all these really historical sites that are fantastic. You got loads of tourists there from all around the world. Beautiful women just coming there to party and enjoy the place. It's cheap, it's small to get around, everyone speaks English, and if you go to the likes of Hvar Island, there's an amazing party scene there. And if you're thinking about Eastern Europe in winter, I'd recommend somewhere like Budapest. I mean, there's loads of other places in Eastern Europe. The Baltics are great. Serbia, Montenegro, Slovenia. I could go on, but I had to narrow it down to one, so I'm picking summer in Croatia. Number 3, Brazil. I mean, was there any doubt about it? Now, I should mention, out of all the countries I have here on the list, Brazil is the only one I actually haven't been to, but I reached out to My Latin Life and Jake Nomada, who have traveled extensively in Latin America, and I asked them, what would be your number 1 destination for solo male travelers? It was hands down Brazil with no second close. Obviously Rio, you've seen the pictures, you've seen the videos, you've seen the girls. It's kind of a no-brainer. It might be a good idea to pick up some Portuguese first though. Come on guys, it's Brazil. Do I really need to explain why you would want to go to Brazil as a solo male traveler? Number 4, Colombia. Especially if you're a single guy from America, Colombia is an amazing choice. The girls are absolutely beautiful. They're friendly, a lot of beautiful places to see, a lot of things to do in Colombia. There's lots of other travelers there. There's a good hostel scene, easy to meet people, it's cheap and cheerful, and it's got a good party scene. Obviously, it helps if you speak Spanish. But if you speak English, it's the easiest to learn. So why not? You'll use it for the rest of your life, lads. And finally, number 5 on the list. Some of you would have killed me if I left it off. It is the Philippines. The Philippines is probably the best place in the world to go if you look like me. If you're a Western guy, if you're a white guy, it's probably the easiest place in the world to have fun. I don't know what it is about Filipino girls, but they really like Western guys. Manila isn't exactly a nice city. It's way too big and crowded and stuffy, but there's so much more to the country. I mean, you got over 7,000 islands, some of the best beaches in the world, some of the best jungles in the world. There's loads of stuff to do. Everyone speaks English. A lot of places I went to in the Philippines, I thought, wow, this place is just paradise. A side note, Thailand and the Philippines feature heavily in my first book, Naughty Nomad, Not Your Typical Backpacker Story. It's pretty wild, you should check it out. Now, the only problem with the Philippines, it does not have nearly as much tourists as the likes of Thailand or Bali, so it can be a little bit harder to meet other people. And if you're not so much into Asian girls, if you go to the likes of Boracay or islands like that, you're going to have a ton of tourists from Korea. Oh, they're Asian too, actually. You're also going to have a ton of girls from Russia, Europe, all over the place who flock there. The only problem with the Philippines is you won't want to leave. As a side note, if I had to pick between Thailand and the Philippines, for a first timer, I would actually recommend Thailand because it's just a bit better and a bit more to do and the food's nicer. If you just want to just slay and do nothing but slay, Philippines is the spot to go to as a solo male traveler. Obviously, there's a ton of more hidden gems around the world that are great. I mean, anywhere can be fun if you have the right mindset. So what do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there any countries that I missed you would have liked to see on the list? Where do you think is a good place for solo male travelers? Leave a comment below. Please like my video, it really helps. If you like this kind of content, subscribe. My Life in Mexipire, by the way, is now available on audio. Lol.